Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Little Elton John to get us started this morning. But I cannot tell a lie. There's a reason I played Elton John. Because guess who's going to see him tonight? Woohoo, baby. Yay, me. Oh, yeah, Steve's coming too. So 8 o'clock, Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Be thinking about me. That song's actually the second song he does. He opens with Benny and the Jets. You should go online and Google set list for Elton John from last night. It's a great set list. I'm psyched. And what's cool is it's the last time. It's his farewell tour. At least that's what he says. We've been waiting for 2 years. We were supposed to go in March of 2020 to see this concert. And then it got rescheduled 3 times because of the shutdown, the pandemic, and then the hip surgery. So there's like, the good news is that Elton all along has been emailing us indicating that he was not planning on dying anytime soon. So we would get in this concert before he kicked it. All righty, so with that, the only thing better than Elton John that I can think of is our friend Jose. Good morning, Jose.
Oh my goodness, yeah, quite right. Never better than Elton John, oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. This is Jose Vladimir from Guaranteed Rate Affinity. I hope you can hear me well. For today's mortgage topic, actually, I'll be talking about mortgage insurance and how to cancel mortgage insurance for conventional transactions. Basically, there's 2 ways to terminate mortgage insurance. One is borrower initiated. And when that happens, the termination of mortgage insurance can be triggered by the borrower when the property has reached 80% loan to value from the original purchase of the home, original value of the home, or based on current market value, when the new market value shows the property has 75% equity, 75% loan to value on it or 25% equity. Guidelines will allow for 80% loan to value when using current market valuation if the borrower can show significant home improvements to the property. Of course, when using current market valuation, the borrower will have to do an appraisal to show their property has actually increased in value. And in this environment, you can imagine that that's possible for a lot of current homeowners who may have mortgage insurance. Another option is to have it automatically terminated. That happens only when the loan to value on the property reaches 78% of the original value. So the mortgage insurance company has to automatically terminate the mortgage insurance. Or when the mortgage has reached the midpoint of the amortization period. For example, if the amortization is 30 years, the mortgage has reached a 15-year midpoint and it has to be terminated. But like anything else, nothing is cut and dry. The borrower has to be on time on their mortgage payments in order for these options to be able to kick in. Also, if the borrower has an FHA mortgage, we know mortgage insurance for FHA is permanent, it's for the life of the loan, unless the borrower has put a 10% down payment on an FHA mortgage. I hope you find this information useful. If you have any questions about this or any other topic, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am Jose Vladimir from Guaranteed Rate Affinity. A pleasure to be here with you, and thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jose. We appreciate you. We thought you might give us a little tune before you finished, but maybe next week. Work on that.
You want to hear a Latin accent singing Elton John? That would be interesting.
I think it would be spectacular. He's done some Spanish influenced songs, so you could just kind of pick one of those, right? All right.
Indeed.
So we will look forward to that next week. You have 1 week to rehearse. Brilliant. All right, so a couple of quick things for you today. I'm not going to go through the calendar items. You have access to the calendar. And by the way, if you don't know where to find the calendar, at least one of the places you can find it, I just put in the chat. Go there and click on the upper right-hand corner, click training calendar. I know there's another place too that maybe somebody else could pop in there. It's the online Google version of it. couple of places for you to find out all what's going on. I wanted to spend a little time on three things this morning, and the first is March 8th. That's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is the first annual KWCares Day. So that's fun. Did you see that go out last night? KWCares Day. I'm excited by that, right? So at 12 noon, we're going to tune into something, probably on KW Connect or something to that effect, and just kind of go through the 19-year history of, well, I'm making it sound terribly boring by saying it that way. Yes, we are going to literally start 19 years ago and go day by day with everything that's happened at KWCares. No, I'm kidding. The whole idea is to kind of gather everyone together to say, hey, this is a program that has been a massive, massive success. Here's all the money we've given away. Here's who we've helped. Here are their amazing stories. And here's how we can continue to make it even better in the future. And so kind of a celebration of all things KWCares. What I thought would be fun is to broadcast that in the market centers and have some lunch around it. Like the market center will buy lunch, and then you all come in and eat the lunch and make a donation to KWCares based on how good you thought the lunch was or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll talk to your team leaders about it later today, but we'll figure something out. But plan on being in your market center for 12 noon on Tuesday so that we can all kind of be together and check out that KWCares Day. You can go to kwcares.org and click through there to find out more about KWCares Day if you are so inclined. That's 12 noon on Tuesday, next Tuesday, the 8th, so a week from yesterday. We look forward to seeing you there. The second thing I wanted to chat with you just quickly about this morning was Bold. As you know, the brand new Bold is on its way. We have been awarded a session. We've been awarded what I think is probably going to be the best Bold coach we've seen. A lot of us got the opportunity after you all met Kimberly on this call a couple of weeks ago. We got the opportunity to meet her in person down in Orlando. And if you thought her energy was kind of high and like stand back on Zoom, you should try meeting her in person. Holy Christmas. I had to anchor myself just from the energy she was pushing forward. So I'm really crazy excited to get started with her. We should have the registration link available to us, which we will then make available to you in the next 48 to 72 hours. We're literally expecting at any moment now. So do watch for that. And here's how it's going to go down. It's going to go down that we will tell you exactly when we are going to release the link, because we expect these spots to go faster than Adele's sold out tour in Las Vegas. So if you were trying to get tickets to that, you know how fast that happened, right? And so we fully expect the same thing here. We do have limited space available, and so we are going to tell you exactly when we're going to release the link via email, so that you can be poised and ready to go ahead and grab one of those spots if that is your desire to do so. The dates, let me give you the dates. Bold, first step, March 30th from 9 to 12. Steps 2 through 7, remember it is a 7-part coaching program. Steps 2 through 7 are on Wednesdays starting on the 13th of April and ending on May the 18th. What's really cool about that is that May the 18th is also what? It's our awesome party at the Greenwich Hyatt. So you can go and graduate Bold, take a little breather, make some phone calls, change if you have to, and then head off to our celebration party. So we're going to be celebrating the Bold graduation as well as the last 2 years all on the same day, because why wouldn't we, right? So those are your dates. Right now it is planned to take place in the Stanford Market Center Training Center. So you have all the information you need. The cost of Bold is $799. That's $799. So if you have closings coming up and you're scratching your head wondering where that money is going to come from, I would divert some of the funds from those closings so that you have it ready to go ahead and jump. Again, we expect that link to happen, to occur in the next couple of days, and you will get an email or 2 or 3 letting you know exactly when that's going to be released so that everyone has a fair shot. So we're excited to jump on board with that. and bring that information to you. Lastly, I wanted to give you a kind of a wrap up of our listings conversation from the first 2 months, tell you how it went, set a course for the next 2 months, and then kind of talk through what's going on in the county, so that we have some data points to use with our sellers. So our goal for the first 2 months was to take 200 new listings, if you remember, right? 200 non-rental new listings. We ended up after the first 2 months at 158. So we ended up at 79% of goal, which is about a B minus, just in case you're coming off of your school days, right? It's about a B minus. We were 42 units short of our goal. Most of you know that's the first time in the last 18 months that we have fallen short of the goal that we set in terms of a listings challenge. Last year, same time period, we took 186 units, right? So we were off 15% from last year to this year, 21 to 22. When you look at the county, however, comparatively speaking, the county was off 19% in that same time period. So I'm excited to report to you that you are outperforming the county in terms of your listings taken, which means if we continue to outperform by that 4 or 5% number and just keep growing that gap, as the boats start to sink, as the tide starts to recede, your boats will stay high. That's the whole goal of having these conversations and keeping you so focused on taking more listings. So as you know, we are going to now set a course for the next 2 months. Oh, before I give you that, currently right now, there are only about 1,500 active listings in all of Fairfield County. I don't know if you guys pay attention to that, but 1,500 active listings, and less than half of those, 721 to be exact, are single family homes. So single family housing is tight right now because the demand is crazy. Michael Church sent me something yesterday in which he was a part of an experience in Trumbull where a property came on the market. His clients went in. They were one of 54 offers. Yes, I said 54 offers. And of course, there's only one house. So one property sold to one of those 54 buyers, which means there are still 53 buyers who are clamoring for the next one, right? So it just continues to go to show you the disparity, the supply and demand issue that we continue to have. Here's what was interesting when I was running some of these numbers. In Fairfield County right now, there is more land available than condos. There are about 250 condos and about 280 parcels of land. And it got me thinking, if our buyers are struggling to find a house, maybe we should be selling them some land and putting them together with a builder. Maybe there's an opportunity for people to build a house instead of buy a house. Might that be something that some of your clients have interest in? Might that be something that some of your clients get excited about? I don't know. Are you utilizing that as another strategy to help people succeed? Just kind of popped into my head this morning as I was polishing up for our conversation. So where does that leave us then? That leaves us with March and April, right? The next 2 months. The next 2 months, last year, we took 359 listings between March the 1st and May the 1st. We doubled our listing count from the first 2 months. I fully expect that we're going to be able to do that again, right? And if you add in the shortage that we had from our goal for the first 2 months, that 42 units, you land squarely at 400 new listings taken. So the challenge I lay before us is, can we take 400 new listings in the next 60 days? There are 600 of us. So it's really only about a 3/4 of a listing a piece, about 2/3 of a listing a piece, if you do the math. If there's 100 of us on this call, it's only 4 of us, 4 listings for each of us over the course of the next 2 months. And so what I would encourage you to do is not only, don't just hear this and say, okay, yeah, it's Rick going on and on about listings again. I want you to recognize why we keep having this conversation, because listings is the fuel that runs and grows your business. Without a new listing, it's like you're stalled on the side of the road, right? When you call AAA, when you're a realtor, what shows up is a tow truck that says, get a new listing on the side, right? That's the help that they send. And so are we focused like crazy now more than ever around what our listing count is? Do you wake up every morning and ask yourself the question, what am I going to list today? Are you doubling down on your listings? Are you deciding that there are definitely opportunities out there, and the challenge is you just have to find them? It's not that there aren't opportunities, right? Those are 2 different ways to look at things. It's not that there are not opportunities out there. The challenge is you just have to figure out how to put yourself in front of those people. So are you working out of your territory? Are you doing things that are out of your comfort zone? Are you tapping into different business sources to find more listing opportunities? Are you combining a solid prospecting plan with a solid marketing plan so that you're absolutely attacking the people you know, like in a happy, smiley, good way, and combining that with a marketing program for people you don't know and pushing it all together? Are you willing, if needed, to work for a little less to make sure that your sign goes up there? Now, this is not Rick. Don't go home and say, oh, most of you are home. Well, maybe I should say, don't come into the office, right? Don't come into the office and say, Rick said, go ahead and reduce our commissions. What Rick said is, are you doubling down and doing everything you can possibly think of to attract more listing business? And if that means making a little less for the short term, I don't know, maybe you want to consider that. It's certainly better than having a Coldwell Banker sign in front of the house. Your choice. Are you literally asking every single person you know all the time to help you locate potential sellers? That's where I think the real opportunity lies at this moment in time. Be as vocal as you possibly can. Have you spoken to every single person in your database? Not to see if they want to move, but to see who they know that might be a potential seller. Are you utilizing the equity analyses? Are you doing all that stuff to generate possible listing opportunities?
Rick, may I make a comment?
Absolutely.
When I was talking earlier about mortgage insurance premiums and how to get rid of it, perhaps I should have mentioned as well that you should consider using this not only as knowledge base for you to educate your customers, but as well as a potential for you to reach into your database of transactions that you have closed in the past 5 years. Reach out to those customers that you remember perhaps had mortgage insurance and maybe offer to do a CMA for them, and use that as an opportunity to talk to them, to show them how their property has increased in value, and even at that point in time, ask for referrals.
Brilliant.
That's just another idea. It is another way to get in front of the customers, and you'll be providing them a benefit. Maybe they can indeed cancel their mortgage insurance, and perhaps you can actually get a listing from that as well.
Right. So for those of you who scratch your head and worry about what to say to people, how can I get into these conversations? Jose just gave you an opportunity to have a conversation coming from contribution, coming from a benefit, and using it as an inquiry that may lead to additional conversation. Right. So let me leave you with this. I keep saying it. I'm going to just keep saying it over and over and over again until we have finished the year 5 or 10% ahead of where we were last year in terms of listings taken. Jason Abrams about a month ago said to us on a call, guys, if you are not the person who is feeding your database with market information consistently, if you're not the one who's helping them monitor the value of their asset, one of two things is happening. Either no one is, and think about the level of service that you're providing if no one is, or worse, one of your competitors is. Right? So one of those two things is true if it's not you. So get on purpose about making sure that people understand the value of their property, whether they ask for it or not. Let's make sure that we're putting it in their hands. It will spark conversations. Reach through your database to the 5 people that each of them know. Get on purpose about that. Who are your top 10 raving fans? There are 5 people that are prominent in each of those people's worlds. That's 50 additional opportunities for you to have conversations around listings, right? Be on purpose, be systematic, be clear, double down on listings. Let's take this 400, put it in the rearview mirror and cruise on to 500. I know you can do it because I have faith in you. Have an awesome, awesome day today. Think of me tonight at 8 o'clock when I'm dancing and boogieing to Elton John. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock sharp. See you soon.